p.m. If everybody could rise, we'll do a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. You want to start the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. Kathleen, can you read the adequate notice, please?
All attendees and participants agree to conduct themselves in a manner appropriate for public gathering. Individual speakers should be advised that no right of privacy protects a person's public comments made in a public forum. Accordingly, all participants bear responsibilities for their own statements and commentary. Correspondence. Resignation received from Leonard Datello, Zoning Board of Adjustment, alternate 1 member, effective immediately. Resignation received from Ken Simmels, Parks and Recreation Commission member, dated January 14, 2025, effective immediately. Resignation received from Renee Rendazzo, Parks and Recreation Commission member, effective December 31st, 2024. Letter received from the Monmouth County Historic Commission dated January 30th, 2025, announcing the grant award of $10,000 for the Thomas Baird Housing Siding Phase 3. Congratulations, that's great. Ordinances, second reading. Ordinance 25-01, calendar year 2025 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 48:4-45.14.
Explanatory statement. This ordinance authorizes an increase to 3.5% over the previous year's final appropriations. Affidavit of publication is presented. I'd like to open it to the public at
8:02.
Thank you. Anybody here would like to comment on this particular part of the agenda? Okay, being that there's nobody here, I'd like to close it.
8:02.
8:02. Motion to adopt the table, please.
I'll move it, Mayor.
Thank you. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Mayor Farrow?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 25-02, ordinance accepting conservation easement for a portion of block 57.01, lot 27.02, located at 15 Pine Drive.
Explanatory statement. This ordinance accepts a conservation easement for a portion of block 57.01, lot 27.02, upon recording of the deed of conservation easement. Affidavit of publication is presented. I'd like to open it up to the public at
8:03.
Thank you. Anybody here to comment or make any suggestions on this particular agenda item? No? Being that there's nobody, we'd like to close it at
8:03.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the table, please.
I move to adopt it, Mayor.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabrowski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Mayor Farrow?
Yes.
Resolutions, consent resolutions. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered routine by the Township Committee and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired of any item, that item will be considered separately. 25-65, payment of vouchers, February 5th, 2025. 25-66, resolution appointing member to the Open Space Preservation Council. 25-67, resolution changing the location of the Millstone Township Committee meeting scheduled February 19, 2025, and amending Resolution 24-241, which established the 2025 annual schedule of meetings for the Millstone Township Committee. 25-68, resolution directing tax collector to cancel real estate taxes on Block 49, Lot 10. 25-69, State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program, enabling resolution for supplemental funding request. 25-70, resolution authorizing the County of Monmouth Mosquito Control Division to conduct aerial mosquito control operations within the Township of Millstone. 25-71, resolution in support of the request made of the State of New Jersey by the Millstone Township School District for the restoration of state aid to support a full-day kindergarten program. 25-72, resolution opposing Senate Bill S. 2347. 25-73, resolution appointing full-time DPW laborer without CDL, Japek McQuarter. 25-74, resolution appointing full-time DPW laborer without CDL, Joseph Colamarino.
Thank you for that. Motion to adopt the table, please.
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Mayor Farrow.
Yes.
Appointment to be made by the mayor. And I give you, you have the sheet.
I have it. Thank you. Mayor's appointment to the Millstone Township Parks and Recreation Commission. Be it resolved that Justin Andrillo is hereby appointed to the Millstone Township Recreation Commission as a regular member to fulfill the unexpired term of Ken Simmels, term ending December 31st, 2026. Be it further resolved that a copy of these appointments be forwarded to the Millstone Township Parks and Recreation Commission and to the appointee. Thank you. Okay.
Township Committee minutes, reorganization meeting minutes, January 7th, 2025.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll move to adopt.
Thank you. Second, please. Okay, Tara, thank you. Roll call.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Morris?
Yes.
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
And Mayor Farrow.
Yes.
Okay, I believe on the next two sets, two of you were out.
Mm-hmm.
Committee Person Davis and Deputy
Deputy
Mayor
Mayor
Morris.
Morris.
I was
Yep.
there.
You're not Davis.
No, actually,
Yes, Committee Person Ziner was here.
It was me,
Oh.
Tara, and
on the
Jeff.
15th, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I have to make that amendment. I have Jeff Ziner as
He
absent.
arrived late.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry about that. Busted. Yeah, definitely. Regular meeting minutes, January 15, 2025.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll move to adopt.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Morris,
Abstain?
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Mayor Farrow.
Yes.
Executive meeting minutes, January 15, 2025.
Motion to adopt the table?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Morris,
Abstain?
Committee Person Zabroski?
Yes.
Committee Person Ziner?
Yes.
Mayor Farrow.
Yes.
Application for a parade demonstration public assembly license. Cars and Coffee of New Jersey Car Show. Sunday car shows to take place on April 27th, May 18th, June 29th, July 13th, July 27th, August 10th, August 24th, September 14th, September 28th, October 12th, and October 26th. Rain dates are included. From 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Wright Drive in the Moto Industrial Park. Has received permission from association.
Thank you. Motion to approve a table? Motion to approve a table?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Application for a raffle license, Millstone Township PTO off-premise 50/50 raffle, RA number 331A, to be held on April 25th, 2025 at Millstone Elk Lodge, 22 Burnt Tavern Road, Millstone Township.
Motion to approve a table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Millstone Township PTO on-premise merchandise raffle, RA number 334, to be held on April 25th, 2025 at Millstone Elk Lodge, 22 Burnt Tavern Road, Millstone Township.
Thank you. Motion to approve a table, please?
I'll make, yeah,
I'll move to approve.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Liaison reports. Tara?
I don't have anything.
No? Jeff?
A couple things. So, as you heard earlier in the meeting, we received a $10,000 grant for the Baird House siding Phase 3, which was given to us by the Monmouth County Historic Commission. So that's a great win on a great project that continues to continue to grow and almost get where they want to get. At the end of this month, a small team put together a grant for Millstone Park called Rest and Reflect. That grant was primarily from voice of the community about there's not enough seating and there's not enough shade in the park. If successful on this grant, we'll have up to about 22 benches that will follow the 1.25, 1.5 mile walking trail, and there'll be up to 100 trees depending on what our grant submission success is. We had presented a master plan of what it could be, so that should solve a shade issue and also promote more people to come to the park. A lot of the feedback was a lot of the seniors, when they're walking the park, there wasn't anywhere to stop and rest, right? So that was the first part of it. And then when they do stop and rest and it's in the summer, then there's no shade. So combination of that between the Township Committee, Kevin, and the internal staff, as well as some volunteers, put together a very nice plan. So we're hoping to have great success there. You had heard Ken Simmels and Renee Randazzo on the Rec Commission. Ken had either, I want to say 15 years of service on the Rec Commission. Ken actually recruited me for the Rec Commission when I first started. 15 years is a lot of service, and Ken filled a lot of roles. What I admired most about Ken is not only was he happy to jump in, but whenever there was a coach missing or needed, whether his kid was involved or not, he was always one of the first volunteers to throw his hands up. So, kudos to Ken. I have the privilege of seeing Ken on a regular basis, but I just want to acknowledge, his many years of service, and he's going to be missed. And Ms. Randazzo fulfilled her 5-year term, but did resurrect Millstone Day and Winter Wonderland. She was by far the heaviest lifter on there. I tried very hard to convince her to stay, but unfortunate for us, but fortunate for the world. Some of the stuff that Renee is working on in her personal life and her career is tremendously impactful, right? So I understand why she wanted to devote more time to that. So thank you to both of them for everything they've done, and welcome Justin, who's going to be new to the board, who attended our previous rec meeting. We're still looking for 1 or 2 more volunteers, so if anybody's interested in joining the rec commission, please reach out to Kathleen Hart in the clerk's office for a talent bank form, and we can put it under advisement. So that's all I got, Mayor.
I would add just one more thing. Would you want to have Ken come into the next township meeting and give him a certificate of appreciation for all of his years of volunteering?
I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
So,
That's a long time.
Yes. Kathleen, can we?
To be honest with you, I would actually throw Renee in there as well, even though it's only 5 years. Over the last couple of years, she worked really hard, and we're going to miss her as
Would you
well.
be okay with that?
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Kathleen, could you?
We'll distinguish between the two. Obviously, 15 versus 5. But
Could you draw up 2 certificates of,
Yep.
of achievement for us and appreciation? One for 15 years for Ken Simmels and one for 5 for Renee?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll present it at the next township meeting?
Now, that's going to be, at the Millstone
Yes.
Performing Arts Center there?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we could do it that meeting, or you want to do it at another one? It's either one. So.
I'll schedule it for that, but let me know if anything changes.
Yeah, we can decide what's most appropriate. We need to validate Mr. Simmels' years too. I think it's 15.
Yeah.
Right.
It's long enough. That
I
I
think
do
if you
know.
tell me go accept award at the Impact Center, he might not show.
Exactly.
He kind of likes to, go under the radar, so that might be a little too big of a forum for him.
That's all I got here.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Okay, new business, Kathleen?
So we have a change in the meeting location for the February 19, 2025 Township Committee meeting. This is posted on the website right now, so please join the Township Committee for an in-depth discussion on the 2025 reassessment. It's going to be held on Wednesday, February 19th at 8 p.m., but the location is going to be not at the court building. It's going to be at Millstone Township Performing Arts Center, 5 Dawson Court, Millstone. So that's the middle school.
Thank you for that.
You want me to read the rest?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay.
This way everybody will understand what it's about.
You'll hear from local officials about why the reassessment took place, how it affects your property values, and what to expect during upcoming property inspections. There will be time for Q&A, so bring any questions or concerns you may have. We look forward to seeing you there. Please email your questions to askmillstone@millstonenj.gov.
Thank you.
Next item is the tire. They did this last year, Monmouth County.
I think Al has
Here.
it now.
Oh, okay.
Here you go.
Do you want to read it or?
You're doing a great job. Go ahead.
It's called Mosquito Madness Tire Pickup Program. Tires stored outside hold enough rainwater for mosquitoes to grow. One tire can produce more than 10,000 biting mosquitoes. Help protect your family and friends from mosquitoes by taking part in the 2025 Tire Pickup Program. Monmouth County mosquito control personnel will come to your property and pick up as many as 10 car tires without rims. You do not need to bring them to the curb. Call 732-542-3630 to make arrangements today. You'll need to provide your name, address, number of tires, and the location of the tires on your property. This tire pickup began February 1st and ends March 31st of this year.
If you don't mind, since we're on that theme, I have another one for you. It just came from Monmouth County Board of Health. Basically, they're kind of trying to get a jump on the avian flu, the bird flu, influenza, et cetera. So if any residents happen to see dead birds that look a little suspicious, not necessarily hit by cars, but it's something else, there's a phone number they want you to call. It's 877-WARN-DEP, WARN-DEP. And then also, please email health@co.monmouth.nj.us. This will be on our website. We're going to email it or even maybe nixle it out. They're just trying to, catch if there is influenza coming into the area, try to spot it ahead of time, notify the proper, state and county health, and hopefully they could get a jump on this stuff. So you'll be seeing it in email or in other forms shortly.
Okay. I have one other thing. There's a paper shredding event for 2025. I'm just going to give 2 dates and 2 locations. The rest of the locations will be put up on our website. April 26th in Freehold Borough. It's going to be Freehold Raceway Track, 130 Park Avenue. And it's to dispose of your confidential documents and old files. Bring your documents to be shredded at a location in the mobile truck. Don't be a target of identity theft. The next date is May 31st, which is going to be here in Millstone. It's going to be at Millstone Park, 4 Red Valley Road. Hours of operation are going to be on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. unless noted. Rain date will be also put up in our website. The date is scheduled for Monday. This date is scheduled for Monday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. If trucks fill before that time, the event will be stopped, stay in vehicle. Remove large blinders from clips, staples, paper clips, can remain. Limit of 100 pounds or equivalent to 4 office paper boxes or 4 large size trash bags. No businesses are allowed. This is just for residential.
Regarding the date that you talked about on Monday, that was the one for July 14th, Howell. And that's where they're saying this date is scheduled for Monday. Stay in your vehicle.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Any old business?
I have one.
Okay.
Obviously, no matter how many times we ask people to slow down, it's still not happening. We've had numerous accidents. Driving around the school buses has dropped dramatically, but it's still not perfect. So I've asked the state troopers to bring an extra team of people in to enforce the traffic violations. So from time to time, you're going to see quite a few troopers in town monitoring and enforcing our laws. We've had a couple storms. I think we've probably gone through about 500 tons of salt, unfortunately, but We've still had accidents where people are speeding, overturn cars into trees, into whatever. We have, tomorrow morning, it's gonna be another one of these situations where it could be icy between 1, 2 in the morning until about 5 or 6 when it starts turn to rain and start warming up. We'll have guys out there again trying to get salt ahead of the thing, but, you know, if people don't monitor their own driving, it's gonna be useless.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else, any old business? No. Okay, any comments from the dais?
I have a comment.
Sure.
Marianne Hennessy's, who is the secretary
yeah.
for the Environmental Commission, as well as the Shade Tree, his husband of 50 years passed away last week, and she laid him to rest this morning, so I just want to offer our condolences from all of us.
Sorry for your loss, Mary Ann. Jeff, anything? Chris?
Nope.
Okay. I have one other thing. I was informed that a resident in town had put up a post on Facebook about a potential applicant, and I have a question. I'm going to read it into the record. Erin McFarland Florio, regarding the application that is going in on Millstone Road and Route 33. And she wrote, after several posts, "This is ridiculous at this point. That intersection can't handle warehouse traffic, tractor trailers. We need new leadership in town." So I have a few questions to ask Ms. Florio. Have you ever attended any of the meetings in regards to this application? And if you did, what was your outcome of that? Also, Ms. Florio, have you heard any testimony from the applicant's professionals, or are you aware of any possible improvements to that intersection? If you do, I'd like to know about it. You write things about our leadership, and I would ask you to come to the next meeting and to discuss your concerns about our leadership. And I would love to debate you in public about it. So thank you very much for that post, and I look forward to hearing from you. That's my comment on social media. At this point, I'd like to open up the meeting to the public. If you have,
At 8:22,
thank you. If you're going to come up, please state your name and your address.
My name is Michael Holzer, and I reside at 174 Sweetens Lane.
Can you spell your last name, please?
Sure, it's H-O-L, Z as in zebra, E-R. I have a little handout. Can I do?
Sure.
I only have 6 copies. So
Sure. Thank you.
I'm really just here to introduce myself and talk about a project that I'm planning at a farm that I own at the intersection of Stagecoach Road and Charleston Springs. So right now it's a cornfield, and I am working on plans to plant apples there, an apple orchard, and then to construct a processing facility to manufacture hard cider, which would include a tasting room. I'm working with an engineering firm, and I actually have a small apple orchard on Sweetens Lane where I live next door. Just a little bit about me. Didn't grow up as a farmer, but I've been dabbling for the last 5 years and really enjoying it. And I love the agricultural nature of Millstone and all the farmland that's here. So it's exciting to me to try and help preserve it by opening a viable ag business. So that's my plan. I am planning on presenting or getting the approvals through the Monmouth County Agricultural Development Board. And I know they're going to reach out to the town, so I'm just here to let you know that that's going to be happening. I don't know who they reach out to, and I hope that I'll have your support if needed when they do. I've given you each a document that talks about what the plans are. It's a draft. It's still in the planning stages. That's by no means anything final, but that's to give you a good idea of what I'm trying to achieve. And if you have any questions about it, or if anybody wants to ever discuss it, like I've included my contact information there. Just want to keep everybody informed of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Mike, I just have a question. What size facility, the ballpark footprint are you talking
Probably
about?
about 4,000 square feet.
All right, that's why I just was.
Yeah, and that space has a lot of, there's nothing on it right now, so the 2 lots are about 28 acres.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Walker, would you like to come up?
I didn't have anything, but
Sure you
It
do.
will not be a meeting, Brian, if you don't come up here and say
Yes.
something.
since you called me out, I gotta come up. That was my social media post. but that's zoning, so I just want to make sure all the residents were aware. And,
No, there's nothing wrong with your post.
Oh, wasn't?
No, I didn't criticize your post. I
Oh,
criticized what somebody
I
wrote.
apologize. I didn't see any others, and I thought it was mine that was going around. I missed that comment.
I could show it to you. It's right
Can
here.
you
Oh,
just,
no.
Just say your name and
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
state your
Brian
name.
Walker, 11 Pine
even
Knob.
though we know who you are?
11 Pine.
Right here. This bottom post.
Oh, yeah. No, I never saw that one.
So I'm gonna ask you,
Yes.
do you think you need new leadership in town?
In regards to the township leadership, I think that there are things that we have missed out on in the last 10 years in regards to specifically the agritourism, and that's, as someone like me, I'm 35. I'm planning on raising kids and grandkids in this town. No offense, you guys did an amazing job, but this way of protecting farmland isn't gonna work when I'm old and my kids are growing up my age. It's the agritourism that's gonna protect this place, it's gonna protect this town, and it's gonna make it absolutely glorious and beyond anything I imagined growing up. And I see that now, and my only criticism against leadership for the town would be that there's just in me getting involved for the last few months, there is a bunch of opportunities that I've identified. Sunrise, what is that farm over
Rising
there?
Sun.
Rising Sun Tavern. There's no reason there's not a cafe on that farm. Those people wanted to do it. There were people, I don't think it was the committee per se, but there were people that worked direct with the committee and have an enormous influence on the zoning board, the planning board, the committee, and everybody in town that are, harassing them about a social media post, a picture of food. I mean, I have people in my backyard for dinner, and I'm getting harassed by town. Stargazer Farms was trying to do something. They got just charges, and then after the charges, they were dropped in court by a judge and a prosecutor that if you come and sit through one court session, you could see they're violating the rights of anybody that comes in this courtroom. I saw it for myself. I came in to just sit through a court case before my court case came, and I saw outright abusive behavior, but that's beside the point. Stargazer Farms, who after her court case, there was no follow-up to saying hey, you can't do this, but hey, this is what you are allowed to do, this is what you can do, this is what we would like, this is what would be good for the town, maybe just to kind of push in that direction. So my only criticism is just that the agritourism is just a huge opportunity for us. I mean, the warehouses, I think you guys have done a pretty good job of keeping warehouses out. That big one on Millstone Road, that's a big one, because that's gonna change the footprint and the face of this town for forever. It's gonna be a forever thing right there. I mean, the ones over by, Six Flags, it is what it is. You kept them at bay, and we got a beautiful park there, so I got no complaints there. But the agritourism, that's my big thing.
So have these people come in to suggest anything to the township?
No, but I mean, no offense. You just had one come up. You didn't even say anything.
In regards to what?
What he brought up to you.
No, Ryan, in all fairness, he just handed it to us.
But I went on, ask him a couple questions.
But we're not the governing body that
Wait,
decides that.
Who is?
So it would be zoning or
Who appoints those boards?
we do.
Okay, and then are there not committee members that are on those boards?
Only the planning board.
Okay.
Only the planning
All
board.
right,
The
I
Board of
missed-
Adjustment, the
Yeah,
Board of
Board of
Adjustments that's a quasi-judicial
Oh,
board.
that
That's-
gave your spot.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't have, because it would be a conflict, because it has to be separate and distinct.
Gotcha.
So in fairness to us, Mr. Holzer just gave this to us.
No, we
Right.
know that.
And-
No, and me and I know him very little. We did not plan this.
No, but again, being transparent, we just got this, so what questions do you want me to ask, or you want us to ask?
I'm curious.
If we don't know what it's about?
So, this is a very big question. You guys haven't heard of his cidery that he was planning and the zoning board meeting? It was a really long meeting. There was this is a small town.
This is a different plan.
What?
This is a different plan.
Oh, I know, but I'm talking about the cidery in general. It sounds pretty similar. Apples, cidery tasting
Well,
room?
no, again, there are certain things that we allow.
Yeah.
When we say we, the township allows. There's the master plan that you're making yourself very, very aware of.
Yeah.
There's certain things that can be
I've
done.
almost finished it, start to finish.
There you go. So that there are rules and regulations that we need to follow.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't conform, then it's the right of the person to go before the Board of Adjustments and ask them for a waiver or an appeal or a variance and stuff like that. So there is a process.
So then I criticize the board picks, because the board members should be 100% in on the master plan, and that's agritourism. We have to do it, we have none.
With no regard
With what?
to anything.
Well, agritourism, well,
No,
it's not.
it's nice to have agritourism, but,
right.
and we encourage it, but you
Yeah.
have to be within
But-
certain rules, or you ask for permission.
Right, but what, like, the rules have, like, what are they? Like, so that a cidery, a little cafe?
Well, it
The
depends.
things that I named.
Brian,
In
Yeah.
addition to the master plan, if you go into the town code, every
Right.
zone has a specific designation,
Correct.
and what is permitted in that zone is based on that designation
The three
to protect that zone. And if someone wants relief from what's permitted, they go before the zoning board for what's called a variance.
Right.
And they have to demonstrate that what they're presenting, the good outweighs the negative effect, right? And that zoning board is a quasi-judicial entity, and they are independent of this governing body. The governing body doesn't decide that, the zoning board of adjustment does. But for all the inquiries as to what's permitted, what's not, it depends what zone they're in. So you have to look, is it in the rural preservation zone? Is it in this zone? The code book is replete with the land use code. So it'll take you a while to go through it. But if you're an entity in that zone, you're gonna look at what's permitted and what's not.
Right,
What's
but
a
the
conditional
three
use,
locations were farms. The three locations were
Right,
farms.
but it
That's
depends
a little
where
bit
they're
different.
located,
Yeah, but
so-
that's, even if you have a farm in a residential zone, that's still different. Because if the zoning board doesn't approve it, that farm goes to the county, and then the township can't do S about it. So it's a little bit of a different scenario than just zoning black and white.
Well, farms are unique, and they also have the county agricultural
Right,
board, which is
unique,
part
so
of the
we-
county. So they have to demonstrate certain criteria to them to get the right to farm protection.
So
Right.
those are usually your two options. You go to the zoning board, or you go to the ag, if it's a particular farm.
Gotcha.
And I'm pretty sure some of the previous applications were given the information to, if they were denied for whatever reason, other avenues that they could pursue in order to see if their goal can be achieved.
So I'm not saying that anybody on this committee has been directly hostile to these people that I've spoken to, but I guess just in the last few months that I've been getting involved, there's just there's a feeling of impending doom and impossibility to when it comes to presenting these things to the committee. I mean, it's tens of $1,000s. Once you get denied by the zoning, then you go to the ag, you're doing, plans, and so I guess my only suggestion or prayer or hope would be that maybe this committee could find a way to make it easier, more reach-outable for these people. Maybe make it feel more welcoming that, hey, Millstone, we want these things, we just have to go about it in the right way.
I believe the ag committee is a nominal fee, if any, to go to Monmouth County Ag. It's not tens of thousands of dollars.
How much are the lawyers?
I don't think you need it. You're not required to bring a lawyer with you if you're gonna prepare yourself.
I mean, I'd be going in solo, but any other time I see people up here presenting stuff.
No,
I have
I'm
a couple
talking,
attorneys.
zoning is
No,
different. I'm talking
Monmouth
about the
County.
Monmouth County Ag.
Yeah.
Zoning, yes, we're gonna have to have our professionals,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have our planner, our attorneys and stuff to be
I just
involved. So
assume
they have to
that-
get paid, instead of our taxpayers, the applicant would have to put up money to pay our professionals to review their work. Otherwise, you have everybody just throwing stuff at us, and you never get anything done. So, but the ag is geared for farmers. They try to make it
I
easier.
can give you a little information.
Yeah, so Mr. Holzer would be glad to, Mr. Holzer would be glad to talk to you
Oh,
about
okay.
Yeah.
the process.
So, also, when we look at things, we don't look at things unilaterally for the person, of the applicant or the request. We need to look at the entire picture, and I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody came in and they wanted to put an amusement, indoor amusement field right next to your house. It's open space, right? And they want to do it. It'll bring tax revenue, it'll bring jobs, it'll bring traffic, it'll bring, money to the local restaurants. But it's right next door to your house. You're going to hear traffic all day till 10 p.m. at night. You're going to hear lights, you're going to hear beeping, you're going to hear, trucks being delivered, their supplies. You're sitting in your backyard, and when you look to your left, you're going to see this, bubble all the time. Would you be okay with that?
Mayor, that's not fair at all. That's not fair at all. This is a farming town. The master plan is specifically saying agritourism. Anybody that moves into this town loves the farms. That's why they move here. That's why we're all here. That's why we love this place. If you take a poll of the town, everybody wants the agritourism here. It's a little bit different than an amusement park.
I was just giving an analogy.
I
What I'm
understand,
trying to say is that we need to take into consideration everything. Now, we are very pro-farm, we're pro-equine, you said it yourself in your video, we're environmentally concerned, okay, so.
I just hope we don't have to move that sign back a couple hundred thousand feet.
Listen, just because, things are happening, that doesn't mean we like it, okay? So, I just want to put that out there. When things are done the right way and all of the pieces fall in the right pattern, that's great, okay? So as long as it doesn't impact in a negative way, and it's, again, everything is done consistently and right and according to ordinance and law, we will be behind it 100%. Not one person up here is against ag, is against farming, is against equine. No, we're all for that, but it's got to be done the right way. That's all we're saying. That's it.
Appreciate it.
Make one more comment?
Sure.
I wasn't going to, but just because of everything Ryan said, I was actually at the New Jersey Vegetable Growers Convention yesterday, and there were two quotes, and I just think about this when you think about this topic. Ag viability is the best form of farmland preservation, and growing hay is not necessarily a viable activity. It's very difficult to make any money to support anything. Preserve the farmer and industry, and the land will preserve itself. So I just ask you to think about that, because I don't think it's any one person, but I think as a community sometimes we like the concept of the open space and the farmland, but if you can't make money as a farmer, it's hard to keep farmland. So just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Okay. At this point, I'd like to close the public portion at,
8:37.
thank you. Motion to adjourn,
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
thank you. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Time out.
8:38.
Thank you.